You could be the most beautiful woman in the room, the most captivating, the most accomplished, yet if you overlook these four rules, men will forget you the moment someone new enters their life. And here is what may surprise you: the women men quietly miss, the ones they cannot stop thinking about months or even years later, are not always the ones who loved them the hardest. They are the ones who understood something about male psychology that most women completely miss. Stay with me, because what I am about to share might make you a little uncomfortable. But it is the truth. The women men obsess over, lose sleep over, and secretly compare everyone else to are not the ones who gave them everything. They are the ones who gave just enough while keeping something meaningful for themselves. And once you understand these four rules, you will never again question why some women become unforgettable while others become easy to replace. What if I told you that the reason men move on so quickly has nothing to do with how much you love them and everything to do with how you love them? That the very habits you believed proved your devotion are actually what made you easy to forget. Today we are going to uncover four psychological triggers that create a kind of longing in men that lasts for years, not just days. But here is the twist. These rules require you to do the exact opposite of what every romantic story has ever taught you. Before we move into these four rules, let us clear something up. Being missed is not about playing games or being manipulative. It is not about withholding love or creating unnecessary drama. It is about understanding that the human heart values what it must work for and often takes for granted what comes too easily. Most women have been taught to believe that love means constant availability, total openness, and endless giving. But here is what years of observing human behavior has shown. The women who stay in a man's mind long after the relationship ends are the ones who maintained their mystery, protected their energy, and never made loving them feel like a guaranteed outcome. Men do not miss women who made their lives easier. They miss women who made their lives more engaging. They do not long for the ones who solved all their problems. They think about the ones who inspired them to become better at solving those problems themselves. Think about the last person you could not stop thinking about. It was not someone who revealed everything about themselves on the first meeting. It was not someone who answered every call instantly. It was someone who left you wanting more. Someone whose depth felt like it still had layers to uncover. And that is exactly the energy these four rules are designed to help you create. Not by changing who you are, but by becoming so grounded in who you are that you no longer need anyone else to validate your worth. The first rule is this: never make loving you feel inevitable. And this one is powerful. The fastest way to become forgettable is to make a man feel like your love is guaranteed no matter what he does. When you are always available, always understanding, always ready to forgive without him having to earn that place back, you are not being loving. You are being predictable. And predictable is the enemy of desire. Here is what most women do not fully understand about how men think. Men are naturally wired to pursue, to earn, to value what requires effort. When you remove all effort from loving you, you also remove the satisfaction that comes with it. This does not mean being cold or difficult in a manipulative way. It means understanding that love should feel like a privilege, not an automatic entitlement. When a man knows that regardless of how he behaves, no matter how little effort he gives, your love will always remain the same, that love loses its power to inspire him. The women men miss are the ones who made their love feel earned, not assumed. They were warm and affectionate, but that warmth felt special because it was not given endlessly without intention. Think of it this way: when something is rare, we value it. When it is everywhere, we overlook it. When your love and energy feel limitless without any grounding, they become less meaningful to the person receiving them. But when a man feels your love is something beautiful, he gets to experience because he shows up in the right way, that love becomes precious. He works to maintain it because he understands it is not permanent if he does not respect it. And this is why men miss the women who had real standards. Not unrealistic ones, not manipulative ones, but clear expectations about how they deserve to be treated. These women did not force respect through words. They demonstrated through their actions that love without respect was never enough. When you make loving you feel like a certainty, you train a man to take you for granted. When you make it feel earned, you train him to appreciate you. Men do not miss what they stopped valuing. They miss what made them feel like they were worthy of something rare. Now stay with me, because the second rule is where most women unknowingly go wrong. Keep your own world intact. The women men cannot forget are the ones who added to their world, not the ones who abandoned their own world to live inside his. When you make a man your entire universe, you do not become more important to him. You actually become less significant. You become someone who needs him to feel complete instead of someone who chooses him from a place of wholeness. Most women, when they fall in love, begin to shrink themselves. They cancel plans with friends just to remain available. They stop engaging in hobbies that once brought them joy. They put aside goals that once gave them purpose. They believe this proves commitment, but what it actually signals is dependency. And dependency is not attractive. Independence is. Men do not miss women who made them the center of everything because there is no intrigue in that, no curiosity, no depth left to explore. When your entire identity becomes tied to being someone's partner, you lose the very qualities that made you appealing in the first place. But here is what happens when you maintain your own world. You remain interesting because you continue growing, experiencing new things, and bringing fresh energy into the connection. You become someone he wants to keep discovering, rather than someone he feels he has already figured out. The woman who keeps her friendships alive, follows her passions, and continues building her own life does not become less available for love. She becomes more magnetic because she is choosing to share a full life, rather than building her entire existence around one person. This is why men miss the women who had their own direction, their own social circle, their own sense of fulfillment. These women brought real stories into the relationship. They brought growth. They brought that exciting feeling of being with someone who is actively evolving. And when you keep your world intact, you protect yourself from losing your identity in someone else. You remain the same person he was drawn to in the beginning. You love from abundance rather than from need. Men do not miss empty women who only existed to be completed by someone else. They miss full, vibrant women who shared their completeness without losing themselves in the process. The third rule is the one that truly separates unforgettable women from the rest, and it is also the most challenging to practice. Learn the art of emotional control. This does not mean being distant or hiding how you feel. It means understanding that emotional intensity should match emotional investment. It means recognizing that expressing every feeling the moment it arises can actually reduce its impact. Women who stay in men's minds understand that emotions are like seasoning. A little enhances everything. Too much overwhelms the experience. They do not pour every worry, every excitement, every emotional reaction onto a man the second it appears. They understand that timing and balance matter more than most people realize. Most women, when they are developing feelings, want to share everything immediately. They want to process every emotion together, analyze every interaction, talk through every concern. They believe this builds closeness, but what it often creates is emotional overload. It makes the man feel responsible not only for his own emotions, but for hers as well. The women men miss are the ones who process things within themselves first, then shared what truly mattered when the timing felt right. They did not expect one person to fulfill every emotional role in their life all at once. They understood that emotional independence is a major part of maintaining attraction. And this is the part many people overlook. Do not ignore this. This does not mean pretending to feel something you do not. It means recognizing that emotional maturity involves self-regulation, choosing when and how to express what you feel in a way that strengthens the connection instead of overwhelming it. It means understanding that just because you feel something does not mean it needs to be spoken right away, or even spoken at all. It means being intentional about your emotional moments so that when they do happen, they actually matter. When you build emotional control, your feelings carry far more significance when you choose to express them. If you are constantly expressing everything at full intensity, nothing you say holds much weight anymore. But when you are usually composed and then you open up about something genuine, it feels important, it feels meaningful, it feels like something rare. Men remember women who made them feel trusted with deeper emotions rather than overwhelmed by them. They remember women who revealed their inner world with care, making those moments of true closeness feel special instead of ordinary. Think about it like this. When someone tells you they love you after knowing you for just a week, it does not truly register. But when someone who rarely says those deeper things tells you after months of real connection, it feels like everything. The restraint is what gives the expression its power. Women who truly understand this do not hide their emotions. They choose the right time and the right way to show them. They feel everything deeply, but they share with purpose. They hold on to their most vulnerable moments until they know they will be truly received. And men do not forget women who made every emotional moment feel meaningful instead of overwhelming. Rule number 4, never allow yourself to be completely figured out. The women who remain in a man's memory are the ones who kept a sense of mystery from beginning to end. Not because they were hiding things or being dishonest, but because they understood that being completely figured out ends fascination. When there is nothing left to discover, there is nothing left to miss. Many women, in their desire to feel close, share everything. Every story from their past, every thought as it appears, every reason behind every decision. They believe this builds intimacy, but what it often creates is a sense of completion. And when a man feels like he has fully figured you out, his curiosity fades. The women men keep thinking about are the ones who revealed themselves in layers. They shared openly and warmly, but they always held something back. Not out of secrecy, but because they understood that mystery keeps someone engaged in discovering more. This does not mean shutting yourself off from important things. It means you do not need to explain every small habit, share every vulnerability instantly, or give an opinion on everything to be authentic. It means some things are more powerful when they unfold naturally over time rather than being explained all at once. Stay with me because this final point about mystery shifts everything. The women men remember had real depth that was still being discovered months into the relationship. They had layers, some obvious, some that only appeared in quiet moments, some that remained beautifully undefined, even to those closest to them. When you are never completely figured out, you remain intriguing. There is always something more to uncover, always another layer to explore, always that sense that you are deeper and more complex than you first appeared. This keeps a man's curiosity alive instead of satisfied and drifting away. Think about your favorite book or your favorite film. It is not your favorite because everything was revealed at the beginning. It is your favorite because it revealed itself slowly, keeping you engaged and wanting to understand more. The same idea applies to attraction and memory. Men do not miss women who were completely open from the start. They miss the ones who felt like compelling stories they were still exploring when things ended. They miss women who made them feel like there was always more to discover, always another layer worth appreciating. And this principle also protects you from giving too much too quickly. When you reveal everything immediately, you become emotionally exposed before knowing whether someone has earned that level of closeness. But when you maintain natural mystery, you protect your emotional energy while building genuine interest at the same time. Now let's talk about why these ideas actually work on a deeper level. Because understanding the reason behind them allows you to apply them in a way that feels natural rather than forced. The human mind is wired to value what requires effort and to overlook what comes easily. This is a well-known concept in psychology. When we work for something, our mind convinces us it must be valuable. When something is given freely without effort, we assume it is not that special. This is exactly why men remember women who follow these principles. Being with them required real effort, real attention, and genuine investment. The connection felt meaningful because it had to be built and maintained, not because it was guaranteed regardless of behavior. Men also have a strong desire to feel capable and accomplished in their relationships. When you make loving you feel automatic, when you are always fully open, show no emotional restraint, and reveal everything instantly, you remove every opportunity for him to feel like he is actually achieving something in the connection. You make it feel effortless, and strangely, that makes it feel less rewarding. But when you live by these principles, you create real opportunities for him to feel successful. He feels like he is earning your attention when you respond to his effort. He feels proud when he gains your interest despite your full and meaningful life. He feels trusted when you share something truly personal. He feels special when he discovers something new about who you are. There is also a powerful idea in psychology that we remember things that feel unfinished far more than things that feel complete. When you follow these principles, you create a sense of emotional incompleteness. He never feels like he has fully won you, fully understood you, or completely secured your affection. This keeps you active in his mind instead of being placed in the category of something already obtained. Men do not miss women who made them feel finished. They miss women who made them feel like they were in the middle of something exciting that suddenly paused, leaving them wondering what could have happened next. Now, the biggest concern most women have about applying these ideas is that they will have to become someone else. But that belief is completely misplaced. These principles are not about changing who you are. They are about protecting who you are from being diminished by unhealthy patterns. Being genuine does not mean expressing every emotion the moment it appears. It means being honest when you choose to express it. Being present does not mean being available every hour of the day. It means being fully engaged when you choose to be there. And having a strong sense of self does not mean lowering your standards. It means knowing yourself well enough to understand what you truly need to feel fulfilled. Start by honestly observing your own patterns. Do you tend to drop everything the moment someone shows interest? Do you express every emotion immediately? Do you share your entire life story too early? Do you make your affection feel guaranteed no matter how you are treated? If so, you are not being more authentic. You are simply being less protective of your most valuable self. The goal is not to become distant or unavailable. The goal is to become intentional about how and when you show up. It is about being thoughtful with what you share and when you share it. It is about protecting your energy while still being open in a meaningful way. These principles work because they reflect real self-respect and emotional awareness. You are not pretending to have a full life. You are actually maintaining the life that defines you. You are not faking emotional control. You are developing true emotional maturity. You are not creating artificial mystery. You are preserving the natural depth that already makes you interesting. When you apply these ideas sincerely, you do not become someone different. You become a stronger, more grounded version of yourself. You love from a place of confidence instead of need. You share because you choose to, not because you feel compelled. You give from a place of fullness rather than emptiness. Now picture what actually happens when a woman begins living by these principles, because the shift is powerful and the results are undeniable. Think of a woman who used to make herself completely available the moment she felt any connection. She would cancel her own plans, share every feeling immediately, reveal her entire story within weeks, and make her love feel guaranteed regardless of effort. She was kind, genuine, and loving, but she was also easy to overlook. Men would enjoy being around her, appreciate what she offered, and then move on without much thought. Then she began to apply these ideas. She started honoring her own plans and staying engaged with her own interests. She shared her emotions with intention instead of impulse. She revealed herself gradually instead of all at once. And she allowed her warmth to feel earned rather than automatic. She did not become a different person. She became a more protected version of herself. And the results were both immediate and lasting. Men stopped taking her for granted and began to truly value her presence. They stopped seeing her as convenient and started seeing her as captivating. They stopped forgetting her when she was not around and started thinking about her even when she was. Now think about another woman who believed that love meant constant emotional openness and being available at all times. She thought restraint meant being fake. She thought mystery meant dishonesty. She thought having standards meant being difficult. She gave everything she had in every relationship and kept wondering why men lost interest once they felt they had her completely. When she started applying these principles, she did not become cold or distant. She did not become manipulative. She became more intentional with her warmth. She did not stop caring. She became selective about who received that care. She did not become secretive. She became mindful of what she chose to reveal. And the transformation was not only in how men responded to her, although that change was significant. The real shift happened in how she saw herself.